Beautiful. Hello. Happy lunchtime. Welcome everyone to today's New Wave information session. My name is Bryony and I am a program manager at UNSW Founders. I've been in the team for 6 years, supporting many students, staff, researchers, alumni, and founders. My area of expertise is in pitching and presenting, branding and design. I am a facilitator and coach into New Wave. And I'd like to introduce Victoria Rose Tucker, who is the New Wave program manager. She leads and heads up this program, and she's happily on leave in Europe, returning in a couple of weeks. So while she's away, I'm taking custodianship of New Wave. And on the call, I have a colleague of mine, Mariana, and I'd love you to go off mute and introduce yourself, Mariana.
Hey, hello everyone. Nice to meet you. Probably we've crossed faces before, but yeah, I am part of UNSW Founders team and really happy to be supporting New Wave alongside with Bryony now and Tori next when she's back. So yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. So this is the New Wave team, and let's jump into today's session. We are going to go through who we are, who UNSW Founders is, jump into the program overview, so checking those things like eligibility, how this program actually works, the benefits of the program, and we will end the session with any questions that you have. During the session, please feel free to pop questions into the chat. Mariana is going to be keeping an eye on those and responding to some of those. And at the end, there'll be plenty of time for more questions if you have them. What is UNSW Founders? We are the home of entrepreneurship and startups at UNSW, and we support any UNSW student, staff, researcher, or alumni create their curiosity for entrepreneurship and build skills, test and validate business ideas, all the way to growing and scaling your startup. What sets us apart is that we offer everything pretty much for free. We have the most comprehensive offering of any university in Australia, and we also have the most venture-backed startups coming out of UNSW. So you are in the best place, the best university possible to be exploring your entrepreneurial journey. We have an incredible range of initiatives, programs that you can jump into and have access to. And we break those into 3 main sections. Are you curious about entrepreneurship? We have foundational workshops. You can come into our awesome makerspace. We're based in the Michael Crouch Innovation Centre in the Hilmer building on Kensington campus, and that is near the Roundhouse, and we have the big lawn with the swingy chairs in front, and we have a makerspace. So you all have access to come and use the makerspace, learn how to use laser cutters, water jet cutters, there's woodworking tools. So that is that curiosity stage. And then we break that our offering into idea stage, and New Wave fits into that. So you are going to work on an idea and test and validate that idea and decide if you're going to keep working on that idea and have a startup. We've got some 4-credit courses, both in undergraduate and postgraduate, that you can jump in on. We've also got the Peter Farrell Cup competition, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more in a minute. That is our idea stage, all the way until you have a startup and you're incorporated and you want help to grow and become more investment ready. And we have an accelerator program called 10X. It is a 10-week program. We invest money into those startups, and at the end of that program, you pitch at a demo day to a room full of investors. We also run an angel investor course, and this is to help people learn how to invest back into startups. One thing I want to call out in this infographic is what is sitting underneath, and that is called Coaching Connect. Coaching Connect is a one-to-one free business coaching service that you have access to in or not in a program. And this underpins everything we do, whether that be the, oh, I have an idea, what do I do now? Or I'm looking for some government grant funding, which one am I eligible for? We have an incredible range of coaches that you have access to with many different skills and expertise. And we'll talk a little bit more about Coaching Connect in a minute as well. I wanted to mention the Holt Prize. The Holt Prize is the world's largest social entrepreneurship competition, and there is $1 million of funding available for the winners of the Holt Prize. The Holt Prize is run over a full year program, so 2024 is coming to like the highlight of that, and UNSW actually has a team who's top 16 out of 10,000 in the world who are over in London in the accelerator program. If you are working in the social enterprise space and you're a student, I would recommend checking out the Holt Prize as well. And you can come into New Wave and then go into Holt Prize. And the applications for Holt Prize will open later this year. I wanted to invite you all to the Peter Farrell Cup finals night. The Peter Farrell Cup is the longest ongoing startup pitch competition on campus. We're in our 24th year. This program is coming to an end for this year. And if you would like to come and experience a pitch night and see what that's all about, please come along to the Peter Farrell Cup finals night. Okay, enough about our other programs. Let's jump more into New Wave. New Wave empowers women to build entrepreneurial skills and confidence to launch women-led startups. Here's a little bit of a background. We know that there's some systematic barriers that make it difficult for women to engage in entrepreneurship. And these barriers are compounded by a lack of access to capital and fewer professional networks. This is why we invented the UNSW New Wave program, to really have a program dedicated for women, created by women, to break down some of those barriers. And in fact, this program is doing just that. I'm going to click to the next slide. We've supported over 600 women, 211 startups, and our average of women founders is at 46% compared to the industry average of 22%. I'd like to show you some alumni success stories. This is Frances Atkins. She is the co-founder and director of Giveable. She worked in the corporate world for 15 years as a lawyer and then studied at UNSW to do her MBA and found out about the New Wave program. She decided to participate in the New Wave program, and that completely changed her career trajectory, and she ended up founding her own business. Winning the New Wave program, she came into the 10X Accelerator and has had many, many great successes. And Giveable is a startup that is currently growing and having great success. Another alumni success is Annabelle and Vivian, the co-founders of Toasty. We've listed a whole bunch of awards that they've won, including the New Wave Awards. They're currently working on their startup and also side hustling, working at their jobs at Google. A founder journey is Holly, and she started similar to Frances, where she had her career in marketing, came and did the MBA, found out about the New Wave program, and founded her company called Ample Folk, which creates activewear designed by plus-size women for plus-size women. And it's working against the limited sizing options, which prevent plus-size women from reaching their fitness goals. Holly is now still working on Ample Folk, but has also started working at an investment company called F5 Collective. Let's talk about eligibility for New Wave. To be eligible for New Wave, you must identify as a woman. You have to be UNSW affiliated. So that means you are a current student enrolled in an undergraduate or postgraduate or master's PhD program. You're an alumni of UNSW, so you've graduated, or you're an academic or professional staff. We also have a specific outreach to Southwest Sydney. So if you're in Southwest Sydney and you've been invited today, you're also eligible for New Wave, even if you're not UNSW affiliated. You must be 18 years or over, and you must be prepared to pay it forward. New Wave is for women who are looking for an opportunity to learn some critical entrepreneurial skills and boost their career. You want help finding out whether that idea is a business idea and going to be turned into a startup, and you're keen to get out of the classroom, the office, the house, and apply those skills and experiences in a really practical way. You want to meet other like-minded women and be part of a supportive community, and you're passionate and want to make an impact. There are three main ways to come into the New Wave program. You can come in as an individual without an idea. You can come into New Wave with an idea and looking for some teammates, or you can come into New Wave as a solo founder and you might want to prefer to work on your own. There are going to be some opportunities to network and meet the cohort. That is next Monday evening is the problem and ideation discovery night, which you are all more than welcome to come to. And then we are going to run two orientation networking events. There'll be one purely online and one in person. So those are mandatory, and that is your opportunity to find teammates and work in other people's teams, or for you to find someone to come and work on your team. Let's talk about how the program actually works. This version of New Wave is run over 4 weeks. And during those 4 weeks, there are going to be 2 online live sessions per week on Monday and Wednesday evenings. You will need to complete some modules and activities to progress through the program, and there'll be key deliverables due weekly. If working in teams, you will need to coordinate some meetings and delegate those activities across those team members. And at the conclusion of the 4-week program, you will all be submitting a 3-minute video pitch of your startup idea. Each team is going to be provided with a dedicated UNSW Founders Coach to support you through the program. You will also have the opportunity to meet with some incredible, amazing mentors at a speed mentoring event, which will be run hybridly, both in person and online. Then we choose up to 10 teams to be coming to pitch live at the final pitch competition. And you can put this in your diary now. It will be Thursday, the 14th of November. As we are based in Sydney, any of our additional in-person events will be in Sydney. Pre-program dates. We are just wanted to flag with you all, applications close Monday, the 2nd of September. And on Monday night, next Monday, you are all invited to the problem discovery and ideation event. This is a fantastic way to learn about how people choose what problem they want to solve, and then some techniques on how to come up with ideas to solve that problem. And as I mentioned, there'll be 2 in-person or online networking events and orientation events. There is one on Saturday the 7th or Monday the 9th of September. And finally, I wanted to mention that Wednesday the 11th of September is the cutoff date for accepting or declining your place in the program. So once you've applied for the New Wave program and you are eligible, you will be sent an invitation, and then it is up for you to accept or decline that invitation to be a part of the program. The 4 weeks is run from the 16th of September to the 11th of October. We've got those 2 sessions per week on Monday and Wednesday evenings. There's also a self-paced learning content, which is an online hub. It's estimated that you'll be spending around 20 hours a week. This is the commitment, with some self-managed work and including those workshops. On Monday, the 21st of October, that's when your submissions of your 3-minute video pitch will be due. And Friday that week will announce which teams make it into the finals. We've got some additional events, key dates here, which is are not confirmed yet, but we will run the hybrid mentoring event, which is New Wave. People mentioned that that's one of their favorite events, and there should be a bonus excursion day out to the Microsoft office. And please, even if you don't end up coming into those top teams or competing in New Wave, you're more than welcome to come to the final showcase and see those teams pitch on Thursday, the 14th of November. We are going to take you through what we call the lean startup methodology approach, which basically means how do you even come up with ideas and how do you know what steps to take to validate, to know whether this idea is worth turning into a startup. So we run some ideation, some problem validation, how to explore who your customers might be. We introduce concepts as design thinking, a lean canvas, which is basically a one-page business plan. We're going to help you with rapid prototyping for those physical products and those digital products, solution building and leadership, just to name a few. This is not everything you're going to learn, but kind of some of the main topics over the program. If you make it into the top teams, there's up to 10 teams invited to be a part of this. You'll be invited to a pitch confidence workshop that I'll be facilitating on Tuesday, the 29th of October. You'll have some practice in front of a panel on the Tuesday, the 5th of November, and a full dress rehearsal and practice on the 12th of November. During all of that, you have access to the one-to-one expert pitch coaching. What are the benefits of New Wave? There are so many. This is my absolute favorite program that I get to support at UNSW Founders. The community that we build is so strong. Cohorts are still supporting each other from 5 years ago. It is really a big, wonderful community to be a part of. It is free, and don't we all love free things? There's some in-person events that make it a little bit extra special. You're going to increase your network and you have access to some incredible coaches and mentors. This is just to name a few in our team of some of those coaches that you'll have access to. Myself on there, we've got Nina, Dina, Jonathan, Bester. When you sign up for Coaching Connect, you do this on our website. Then it takes you to the gallery of coaches, and those coaches are tagged by their skills and expertise and experience. So as I mentioned at the start of the call, mine is in communication, pitching, presenting. I'm also a graphic designer, so I support with visual communication. Well, we went too far forward. I mentioned that we have some mentors, and here are some to name a few. One of the biggest challenges for women entrepreneurs is the lack of great role models and mentors. So this program really wants to fill that gap by offering some mentorship, and you can meet those mentors at the Mentor Speed event. You're going to have an opportunity to pitch live if you make it into those final teams. There's some awesome prize money to be won, which is non-diluted. This is completely cash that goes to you and your team. So if you are coming into New Wave and you have an idea and you have people who work on your team, if you win a prize at the end of New Wave, it's expected that that prize goes to the entire team. You're going to get some personal growth and amazing development opportunities. So here are some quotes from previous participants. I'm thrilled to be a part of the 13th cohort of New Wave. Here, I can not only enhance my skills comprehensively, but also collaborate with peers from diverse backgrounds, igniting my potential. And this is from Lucia, and she won last cohort, which was a few months ago of New Wave for Thriver. I scored my dream job through Hatch as a graduate product designer at Domain. I used our team's startup from New Wave as my case study and presented it in my interview. I learned so much and it sparked my curiosity for all things product design. This is from Katrina. Finally, once you've completed the New Wave program, you will be given a digital badge that goes on your LinkedIn profile. You have ongoing PR support from our team to support you get your word out there, and you have access to some founders perks, which come from companies like Amazon Web Services, Airtable, Stripe, and more. We've got some more awesome quotes that Victoria has put in here. I'm not going to read these out today, but these slides will be available to you after the call, so feel free to come back and read through these. I have completely whizzed through that, which is great. So now we have plenty of time for questions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen at this point so I can see the chat. Does anybody have any questions, or are there any questions, Mariana, that I should jump in on here?
Thank you, Bryony. So the only question that popped out was if they need to sign up for the first event, which is a problem discovery and ideation workshop. I just answered that question on the chat, and everyone can head there to the link and register for that session. So yes, you do need to register for that session, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mariana, if I misspoke. So the next Monday night event is not mandatory. The the orientation networking events, they are mandatory. So Monday night, no, but they will be in the following weeks, either one in person or one online. And this is orientation and networking. This is your opportunity to form teams. So they are mandatory. Any other questions?
Jo raised her hand.
Yeah.
Hi, Joe. Would you like to go off mute?
Hi.
Hi, Joe.
Sorry, some technical issues earlier.
No worries.
One questions regarding the team members. Is it the entire team members throughout all the teams needed to be an affiliate of UNSW, or it can be like, had either one or two is from somewhere else?
Great question. So anybody who is coming to the workshops pitching like in program needs to be affiliated. You can have people in your team that are not affiliated, but unfortunately they won't have access to the programmatic sections of New Wave, any of the prize money, any of the pitching, any of the workshops, the mentoring, any of those events. But you can have people in your team who are not affiliated supporting you, but unfortunately they can't participate in the program. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so I just want to be confirmed and to be clear. So that person per se is not affiliate of UNSW. So within the team, that person can support you as I'm one of the UNSW alumni. And I myself will get the access and all the helps and assistance and support from UNSW. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. So that person can support you with your business. However, they don't have access to that programmatic details, any of the events that we host. They can't pitch, they can't receive any of that prize money, but they absolutely can support you being part of your team.
Awesome. So that I will land on, I think if I remember correctly, that is the type 3 of people that you can have someone support you, and I can myself work with UNSW.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hi.
Just to add a bit on that question, as Bryony mentioned before, there is an exception for Liverpool attendees on that program, so you don't need an affiliation with UNSW if you're part of Liverpool. So you just would need to submit your application for that.
Thank you for that. Thanks.
Did anybody else want to go off mute, Indy, and ask a question? Did you start? Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, that I had the same question as Joe. So that answered that for me. I'm in the same boat as Joe.
Okay.
But another question. So with the difference between New Wave and 10X is if the idea is further progressed, is there sort of a recommendation to go for one or the other, or are they sequential that you would start with New Wave and then possibly 10X?
That's a great question. So you can definitely do both, and we do have a lot of women who do both. We've got some women in this cohort of 10X who did New Wave last year.
Okay.
And so you could think about New Wave as a way to work on the business, get some mentorship and coaching, and be even more ready to come into 10X. 10X is a very highly competitive program to get into. And so it'd be, I think, beneficial for you to keep working on the startup and be even more investment ready for 10X. And for
Okay.
10X, you are incorporated and looking for investment. You're up to
Yeah.
that.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes.
Thank
Hi,
you.
hi, Bryony, Sally. I can't see a hand up function. I've got to react,
Oh,
so
that's fine. Hi, Sally.
just manual. Hi, I'm in medicine. Look, I've got an idea. It's related to my job, but isn't actually my job. Like, it's related to academia and something for academics. I'm just wondering what other staff members have done. I'm planning on applying for annual leave and or long service leave so that I can do the program in my own time. I don't know if that's a common way that people deal with it. And then also, I'm curious about IP. Like, obviously, you're taking an idea to a group. You know, has there ever been any issues with IP around ideas?
Yeah, thank you. I'll answer both questions. So the first question is really up to you and your capacity and your workload. This version of New Wave is run predominantly out of hours in the
Yeah.
evening and online. So some people will be holding down their job and doing New Wave in the evenings. If you wanted to take some time off to give yourself more time to work on the idea, that's
Yeah, I might
a
need
great
to.
idea as
Yeah.
well. So it's completely up to you, and making sure you're obviously checking in with your business unit and leadership team around that's all up to you to decide. And then let's talk about IP. So we get lots of IP questions. First, I'm going to mention to you all, we ran an amazing information session on IP, and we've shared that on our YouTube. I'll get Mariana to drop that into the chat.
Yeah.
So you can watch a 25-minute video with our lawyers from Baxter IP who go through in great detail around IP. If you end up coming into New Wave with your idea, that is your IP. And anybody who works on that idea with you doesn't own that IP, but you can set up some agreements in writing around you're supporting me on this, but I still own the IP and the business. But we can take those conversations into more detail, and I highly recommend watching the video that Mariana is going to share, and we'll also share a fact sheet around IP for you all.
Great. So one last quick question. What's the ratio of staff and students usually in New Founders? Is it predominantly students, or is there quite a big take-up of women staff?
We have an incredible mix in New Wave from students, staff, researchers, alumni. We have women who have had 25 years career and they're coming back as an alumni. So it's a really beautiful mix. And that mix enriches the program because, when you're coming up with an idea and you want to do some customer discovery, you can talk to all different range of women in all different facets of their life.
Great. Thanks so much.
We have more questions in the chat. So Q is asking, can I ask for the criteria of evaluating the startup idea?
The criteria for evaluating the startup idea. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? Is that for your application to come into the program, or the criteria that you'll be judged on when you submit your 3-minute pitch?
Hi, Rainy. So yeah, I wonder about the judges about our ID. Is that how is innovative or any criteria from the judges? Yeah, thank you.
So at this point of New Wave, we come into New Wave with or without an idea. Say you do have an idea, we're going to walk you through, as I said, the lean startup methodology, or a way to test and validate this idea. And that might mean that you pivot slightly, and some people end up throwing that idea out and working on other ideas. But ultimately, at this stage, we're not judging you or judging the idea just yet. When you get to submitting the 3-minute pitch, that's after 4 weeks of working on this business idea intensely. So where you are today and where you'll be in a month should be a very different place with that idea. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic.
Super. Next question is from Lipta, and she's asking for weekly online workshops. Is this mandatory? I have class during that time.
Thanks for asking. They will be recorded and you can watch them back in your own time. We want this version of this program to be as flexible as possible. I haven't mentioned in this call that we also run an in-person only version of New Wave, which is run in 2 weeks. They are mandatory sessions in person. So this version of New Wave run over 4 weeks, 2 evening sessions. They will be recorded on Zoom and you can watch them back in your own time if you're not available at that time.
Next question is from Sally. She's asking, can you give me times for the 7th and 9th sessions, please?
Absolutely. They are on, going to go to the slides to answer that question. I don't know, it's asking me, I don't have access to the media.
While Brian is doing that, I can answer the next question, which is from Chuan Fei. Hopefully I'm pronouncing correct. She says, will all future sessions be in person? I think that question has been answered already. It's a hybrid session, so there will be in-person and online workshops, and all of the online sessions will be recorded for you guys to watch after.
I'm going to come back to you on the timing of orientation as it's not in the slide deck I have. So we'll circle back probably in 1 minute on that, on the 7th and 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Yeah, so Ishi is asking, what if half your co-founders are male for one of your ideas?
Again, very similar to the other question. If you have people in your team who are not eligible, they can still support you work on this idea. However, they are unable to participate in the program. So New Wave is for women, people who identify as women. So in a sense, they can work on the idea, but not come into the program.
Joy, she's asking, do we need to have an original unique idea, or it could be a simple business idea, perfectly competitive market?
Great question. This is for every type of idea. It can be an innovative idea. It can be a business idea that you want to work on. It is not just for startups. It is entrepreneurial, teaching you entrepreneurial skills and learning how to work on ideas. Doesn't matter if they're some crazy new innovation or they are a simple business idea.
Then we have another question saying, how do you pick people to join the teams? I don't have an idea and want to join a team.
Thank you. Team formation is completely over to you. So we give you the atmosphere and the time to meet each other, and it is up to you to form teams. So you need to come to those events to come and talk to other people. There'll be people coming in who have an idea, who want people to work with them on their idea. And there'll be people coming in without an idea, wanting to work on other people's ideas. Joe.
Yeah, go for it, Joe.
Hi, me again. So I'm just wondering, once the entrepreneur idea per se has been agreed and won the prize, is the UNSW or the team or the advisor will also assist and help to realize the idea?
Great question. Thank you, Joe. Yes, so at the end of New Wave, you've come up with a great idea, you've worked on it for a month, and it's time to keep working on it. So we have a couple of different ways you can do that. You can do that with the Coaching Connect program. So come and have that business coaching. You might want to come in and work on another program. That might be the Peter Farrell Cup. It might be the Holt Prize. It might be our pre-accelerator or accelerator program. But ultimately, this is not a come into the program and goodbye. We want to support everybody who comes into the community to keep working on their ideas.
Awesome. So in that case, in that process, that means after stage 1, say that you've done with the entrepreneurship program and you won the prize, someone is going to assist you and try to help you to realize the idea. Then it will come to the stage where it will be dilute your shares or the accelerator program, etc. Is that right?
Great. Another great question. It's really, everybody's journey is really different. So, for example, a New Wave, Melivia came into New Wave last year. She then did the pre-accelerator program and is now currently in the accelerator program. There might be teams that come into New Wave and then they're off and away and working on their business and they have business coaching from us. So really, once you're off and away, not in programming, your main way to get some support from us is to have that Coaching Connect service. In terms of funding or getting money from the university, the main way to do that is to compete in competitions and win prize money, and or our accelerator program, where we put a small amount of seed funding as a safe note investment into those startups.
Thank you so much. Is there any example that the UNSW government or the Australia government will also seed the program?
Absolutely. So we actually have a coach specifically to help people apply for government grants that they're eligible for. His name's Jonathan Chalk.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
And to add on that same topic about funding, we will be running session and like a workshop also, not part of New Wave, but as part of UNSW Founders. I'll drop that link on the chat for you guys to register. So yeah, you can also find some answers to that funding questions there.
Thank you so much, Mariana.
No worries. To follow up on questions, we have Ishi. She's asking regarding prize money, is that distributed, split across people as personal reward or invested into the business?
It is cash, non-dilutive funding. So we give that to the team. It is not a grant or an investment.
All right. Yes, go for it.
Yeah. Do we only allow to join the programs for one time, or actually we can, when the program finish, we thought, oh, probably we really love it, can we rejoin it? Because I have no any, like, I mean, I never thought I can do any startup or something stuff. Because when I'm reading a newsletter, I saw this program coming up. So it's kind of maybe encouraging me more to think about in another way. So I wonder, maybe, whether when we finish this program, maybe in a few months later, we find out, okay, actually, I want to start up my own company or something. Can I rejoin the program or something?
Yes. The short answer, Penny, is yes. So we've had people do New Wave more than once. And we have other programs and initiatives you can come into that I've mentioned. But if you're the best way to keep tabs on what's going on at Founders is to subscribe to our really well-written newsletter. So this is what I recommend to everybody who I meet with. You want to know what's happening at Founders, sign up to our fortnightly newsletter to know what's on, because we're always looking for new opportunities and ways to support our founders, and we come up with new programs, new initiatives, and we announce that via that newsletter.
Yeah, like I really appreciate all the newsletter, and even to be honest, at the beginning, I saw this notification, but I kind of denied. It's already reject myself at the beginning. I never thought about that. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I'm that so talented people. And then I changed my mind because like a message just keep popping up, and I just changed my mind. Maybe maybe just have a little go and see what happens, you know.
Yeah, that is such a fantastic thing to have shared with the group. New Wave is not just for startups. It's not just for people with ideas. It is so inclusive. Some people walk away at the end of New Wave with a startup. That's great. Some people walk away at the end of New Wave with new skills, a new network, and maybe a new outlook of their career potential of what they'd like to strive towards. So this program is really for the full gamut of women, not just the startups, not just the ideas, but this is to support your career professional development and build a network.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for all the excitement. I see pretty good and positive comments in the chat, so that's exciting. Also, another question, this is coming from Josephine. She's saying, I'm wondering if there is a recommended stage or degree that can apply to the New Wave program. Stage of degree that can apply to the New Wave program.
No, we have people from first year undergraduate to postdoc, early career academic. So this, again, is for the full gamut of women. Doesn't matter where you're studying. In my mind, the earlier you learn entrepreneurial skills and a mindset, the better. So I'm trying to teach my 5-year-old and 4-year-old about entrepreneurial skills right now, because I think it's never too young to learn about this.
The next question is regarding this recording. This session has been recorded, and all of the participants who've registered are gonna get the link to view it again.
Yes.
And then we have, is this Australia-wide? Rachel is asking, is this Australia-wide? I am studying with UNSW in Perth.
Thanks, Rachel. This is worldwide. If you're an alumni in America, you could come and participate in New Wave. So yes.
We have Sarah saying, thank you for the valuable session. I have a question regarding the in-person sessions. What should I do if I'm unable to attend due to my location at UNSW Canberra?
The majority, 90% of this program is going to be delivered online. So there will be a very small portion that you will miss out on in person. The mentoring night will be a hybrid session, so you'll still be able to attend the speed mentoring night online.
Super. Then we have something regarding a visa. Let me see if I can get this question. It says, as my university is in UNSW Canberra and PhD is just for 3.5 years, and we are in an international visa, do we need to continue the project till I get finished, or do we have to extend the visa for continuing the project?
You can work on your project anywhere in the world. If you are affiliated with UNSW, you can still have access to Coach and Connect, so we can support you to work on the business. Does that answer your question? Thank you. Yes, with your Z number.
Great. We have a cute comment from Ishi saying that's really exciting. I think the opportunity for a support system is going to be the biggest thing we walk away with. And then she says, coming from the EMBA program, that's the thing I value the most.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Ishi. Does anybody have any other questions?
Oh, yes, just to add on the Canberra people, we have a scholarship exclusively for UNSW Canberra. So when you apply to this program, please specify in your application that you are from Canberra and that you would want to apply for the Canberra scholarship as well.
Thank you, Mariana. Thanks for the question, Josephine. If you want to find a team, your opportunity to do that is the orientation networking event and the problem discovery night, which is next Monday night. My phone's not on silent. Please post the link to apply. Yes, Mariana will do that. Applications close on Monday, the 2nd of September. Is there a more comprehensive application process? No, Alex, the application is not overly complex. It's quite simple. We'd love to know, are you eligible? Are you coming in with an idea or not, a team or not? And what expertise or kind of what are you bringing to the table into New Wave? Thank you, Mariana, for the application form. Final thoughts. Please all come, if you can, to the problem discovery and ideation night next Monday. Well, it's in the afternoon, starting at 4 o'clock with Mariana and I. That should be lots of fun. Those orientation networking events, you'll be invited to those when you get sent your application acceptance, and that's where you will tell us which one you want to come to. Any questions, please reach out to myself, Mariana. I'm going to pop my email address into the group chat.
I just shared the link to register for the problem discovery and ideation workshop, so everyone has it handy.
And look, that's it for today's session. Please, I'm going to stick around now if people have more questions or want to talk through anything in a little bit more detail. Otherwise, I'm really excited to see, I hope, the majority of you in the New Wave program. And thank you for coming to the session today.
Thank you, Bryony. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Everyone.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Yay. Does anybody have any other questions, or are you all heading out now? Where we'll have the chance to make our teams. Hi.
Hi, I have some question.
Yes.
What if I apply without an idea, but then before the orientation or someday close by, and I came up with an idea and I want to find a teammate? Is there a chance for me to change my application?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Shrika is asking, could you confirm where we will have the chance to make our teams?
You have the chance to make teams by meeting people at the problem discovery night on Monday night and the orientation networking events.